Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm so glad that you've joined us. Today is the first day of the 14-day oil challenge. So I'm going to give this just a minute while everybody connects here, and then we will go ahead and get started. While you're connecting, if you would just pop in, let me know that you're here, that you can hear us, and also if you would give me a shout out in the comments. Just really quick, let me know what your name is. First name is great, and maybe where you're from, and also if you are a Young Living member would be amazing. So just pop those into the comments here. I will have comments in front of me, and so as we go through tonight, we'll be able to respond to those comments this way. I'm not going to try and type while we're doing this. So go ahead, just give me a shout out in the comments here, quick name, where you're from, and if you're a Young Living member, and then we'll get started here in just a moment as everybody joins us. Alrighty, looks like we've got about 8 people, 9, great, awesome. Alrighty, well again, if you're new to live streaming, this is a really cool technology. By all means, feel free to invite anybody that you would like to. This is going to be some great information. We're going to be doing this live for the next 14 days. If you can join us live, awesome. If you're joining us through the recording, we're glad that you're here. My goal in doing this is to help educate you a little bit about some of the Young Living oils, some of what they do, how to use them, how my family and I have used them as well. And so, okay, good. We're starting to see some of the comments come in. Hi, Heather and Kelly. And Kimberly and Sharon, great. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So by all means, feel free to join us. Now, here's the thing. If you can't make it live one night, that's fine. These recordings are going to be up on the event page, so you're always welcome to come back and join, watch, participate in the conversation. If you think of something later and you go, man, I've got this question I want to ask, go ahead and put it in there, and we'll get that answered for you in the comments, and make sure that everybody has the questions answered that you might have. A couple of other just quick housekeeping things. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. Wanted to let you know that I am not a doctor, and so I cannot diagnose or treat anything. And the oils that I will be talking about tonight and through the course of this class is going to be the Young Living oils. If you've got questions about another brand, if you like a different brand, or you have questions about what you can buy in the store, I would just encourage you, go research it. Hi, Jill, welcome. Because I can't answer questions for products I haven't used, and so I can answer some questions about Young Living. I can definitely point you, hi, Janessa, welcome. I can definitely point you in the right direction, but I can't answer questions about other things. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I am not an expert at these things by any means. Just a real quick backstory for me. My family has been using these oils now for about 2 years. We love them, and I forgot to turn off my monitor, so you may hear my my 2-year-old jump in here occasionally. But we started using these about 2 years ago. Started with my youngest son with some things that he was going through, and then the rest of my family just got into this, and now we love them. We use oils for so many things that it's absolutely amazing, and we're excited to share what we have learned, what we have discovered with everybody else. So you'll notice I do have a little notes card in my hands because I want to make sure you get some great information. So if you see me looking down, hey Janine, welcome. I'm sorry, Jeanne, but forgive me if you see me looking down, because I definitely don't have all this memorized, but want to make sure we get the right information to your hands. So here we go. Tonight we're going to start, and we're going to start by talking about this wonderful oil called Peppermint that Young Living puts out. Peppermint is an incredible oil. It comes in 2 varieties from Young Living. You can get, like I have here, which is just the normal variety. There's also the Young Living Peppermint Vitality. And really the difference between these 2 different oils is what the FDA says we can use it for. It's the same grade oil. The Vitality oil is labeled and is approved from the FDA for ingestion, so we can use it in cooking, we can use it as a supplement, we can just stick it on our tongues if we want. And then this one that I have here is normal, and so the FDA has approved that one for topical use as well as for aromatic use. So you can diffuse it, you can inhale it, those kinds of things. So peppermint's a really cool oil. So some of what I wanted to let you know about peppermint tonight, I want to talk a little bit about what it is, how Young Living distills it, and then how to what it can be used for, and then also, more importantly, what I want to focus on is how to use it, is what we're going to cover. So peppermint, as it sounds, comes from the peppermint plant, and there's two primary components in it that I want to just point out and encourage you, go and do some more research on. Find out what these things do for your health. The first thing is menthol. And yes, menthol sounds like the thing that they put in cigarettes, but it's not. It's a similar flavor, but this is the natural one, comes from peppermint, and has a lot of different uses medicinally and otherwise. And Jeanne, I will get to that question here in just a minute about how they are processed. The other thing that the peppermint oil has in it is L-limonene. And so, hey Mike, welcome. Want to encourage you, L-limonene has a lot of various components that it can use, or that it uses rather, a lot of things that it can do for our health and benefit in a lot of different ways. And so just go out and Google menthol, Google L-limonene. You can look both of those up on Wikipedia and WebMD. Both have some great information about what those can be, what those are used for, what they do for your health. Now, in terms of Jeanne's question about, how are they processed differently, with Young Living, these are steam processed. So they take the parts of the peppermint plant, which is the leaves and the stems and the flowers, and they stick it in a steam processor. And they use that water to extract out the living oil, if you will, right out of the plant. The reason why these are called essential oils is because these are the fluids in the plant that actually give it life. And that's what we're drawing out of the plant and then bottling and distilling and using to impact our bodies, our mental state, our spiritual states. And so that's the way that Young Living does it. I can also tell you Young Living has a fantastic seed to seal guarantee, which means they control every part of the process, from the seeds that they have to the land that they have, all the way through the distillation process. There is no additives added into this. There's no synthetic part of this oil. It is 100% pure peppermint oil. And we know that because they invite us out to come in and tour their property, to watch the distillation process. So there's nothing hidden about what they do in the production process of the peppermint oil. So it's really a pretty incredible oil. In terms of uses, there's a lot of things that peppermint can be used for, and I've got a couple of fun stories. One thing that you can do with peppermint is just take it and put a little bit on your tongue, or under your tongue might be. You could rub it around your teeth if you want to, but that can just, if you're out and you had some garlic for lunch or something, it's just a quick way to freshen your breath without having to carry around that toothbrush with you all the time. So peppermint can be used for that. It also supports healthy digestion, promotes healthy bowel function. So if you're having a problem going, peppermint can give you a hand there. It can also provide an energy boost. So if you're feeling a little bit down, peppermint can be used to kind of give you a pickup. And it can also be used for a number of different things that I can't say. So because I sell these oils through Young Living, I can't tell you that it'll cure anything or that it will relieve any specific medical condition. But what I can tell you is go look up on WebMD what peppermint is used for, because that is a third-party source. They're not trying to sell this to you. And right on their website, there's a lot of information about what therapeutic-grade peppermint oil can be used for in your health, the things that it can relieve, the things that it can solve for you. So definitely do that. But let's shift for a minute and actually talk about how to use this oil. So I already commented that you could put it on your tongue to freshen your breath a little bit. There's a number of ways that you can use all of the oils. Banana poop. I love it. Yes, the banana poop is awesome. And for those of you who don't know what the banana poop is, when you have a healthy poop, it should be smooth and it should be long, kind of like a banana. So that's what that means. So yeah, use some peppermint oil, help you get that banana poop. If it looks like a banana, you've got the good stuff going on. All right, so how to use. So you can use it, all of distilled young living oils. You can use aromatically and topically, and those that are labeled Vitality can also be used for ingesting it. So aromatically, I want to actually show you some things that you can do with peppermint oil to help you. And then as we go through this, there's a few warnings that I want to give you as well, just things that we've learned. So if you have a diffuser, you can put some peppermint oil in with some distilled water, and you can just diffuse it in the air. And it's a beautiful smell. Somebody walks in your house and they smell it and they go, oh man, the smell is just fantastic. And it's pleasant. Again, it can provide that little bit of uplift. It definitely can relax the mood a little bit. So, it's definitely a good thing that you can use in the diffuser. My wife and I have actually used it in baths. So you run a bath, hot water, you stick a few drops of peppermint oil in there, you get in and soak, and oh my goodness, I mean, just fills your nostrils. It's nice on the skin, it's nice on the muscles and the joints, and it just feels fantastic. So a lot of good ways that you can use that. Beyond that, there's a couple of other things. Hi, Kimberly, welcome. That you can use this for, or that you can do aromatically. So one thing you can do is just putting it on your hands. And putting it on your hands is actually a topical application, but you can also use it from an aromatic application. So to do that, you just take your hand, you take your oil, you let a couple of drops fall on your hand. There you go. And then you just roll it around a little bit. Don't go really hard at it. I mean, you don't need to do that. Just roll it around a little bit. And then you just cup it and you just breathe it in through your nose is the way I would recommend doing it first, just as deep as you can. And you just hold it for a few minutes. You can feel it going all the way in, getting down into your lungs. It may feel a little tingly, which is absolutely fine. I like to, when I have some problems breathing, I'll do that, man. It clears you right up. Hold it for a few minutes, breathe it out through your mouth. And then you can also do the same thing, but through your mouth. So just through the mouth. It's a little bit different passage of your airways. Hold it in and then let it out again. So that's one way that you can use the peppermint aromatically, just no matter where you're at, put a couple drops on and your hands are beautiful. Hi, Elizabeth, welcome. And so that's a great way to do it. Let's talk about topical for a minute. I love using peppermint topically. So as you can see, I've got it on my hands now. So once you have peppermint on your hands, you want to be really careful. So I just want to give a quick warning here. Peppermint is a hot oil. And so what that means is when you put it on your skin, it may tingle a little bit. If you've got sensitive skin, it may actually hurt. If you put it on your eyes or in your ears, it's going to likely burn. So just be really careful with that. Quick story, I was putting some peppermint on my wife's shoulders one night as we were going to bed, and she asked me to do that. It helps her relax a little bit, so I put it on, and then I got close to her and I tried to kiss her on the neck before bed, and all of a sudden my lips started tingling. I was like, whoa, that's a little bit funny. So just be warned, it doesn't hurt, at least it didn't me, but it will tingle a little bit if you get it on your lips as well. But definitely keep it away from your eyes and your ears. If you put peppermint on and you notice that it's a little bit uncomfortable, there's these things called carrier oils that will help relieve that a little bit. And so I'm getting ready to talk about that. Kimberly, I'll come back and talk about that in just a second here. So with carrier oils, what you want to do is you can use, we use coconut oil here in our house, organic coconut oil. You can also use V6 oil, which is available from Young Living. And what that does is it just dilutes it a little bit. It helps cut down a little bit of the discomfort that might come from using peppermint when you use it topically. In terms of diluting it before letting children breathe it in, we don't. We don't usually put peppermint on our children directly. We will dilute that from time to time. But in terms of letting them breathe it in, yeah, there's no problem. We'll pop the lid off of the bottle and let our kids breathe it in right out of the bottle. There's no problem with that. Obviously, it dilutes a little bit when you diffuse it if you're using distilled water. So that, helps. But otherwise, again, because we don't usually put it on them topically, we don't put it on their hands and have them breathe it in most of the time. We'll help them with that. For them, if it's aromatic, we just let them breathe it right out of the bottle most of the time. So I hope that answers your question, Kimberly. If not, ping in again and I can get a little bit more clarification for you on that. So with topically, talk a little bit about what to avoid. Hey, Mark, welcome. The other thing that you want to do is, or that you can do, put it, on sore spots and just see what happens. Across your neck, across, down your legs if they're sore. Again, if you've got sensitive skin, just know that it is warm oil. It may tingle a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Test a small spot. Normally, I've not experienced tingling on the hands. It's when you get into other parts of the body. So just make sure that you kind of keep that in mind and look at that and see what happens. But then the other thing that you can do is you can ingest these oils, which I love to do. So with ingesting it, they're great for teas. You can use them in capsules. You can just put them under the tongue. Like I said, you can put them on your mouth to help freshen breath. Some people like to stick it on their thumb and stick that to the roof of their mouth. Look that one up. You can see what that can that can do for you to help some things out. But tea actually is really good. And I have here my cup of water. I'm going to talk about this for a minute because it's important that if you want to make tea, you do it the right way. So you can add it to, like a green tea if you have that, some tea that you really like that you want to put some peppermint in. That's awesome. You can definitely do that. I personally don't need any tea. I found just hot water because I enjoy drinking warm things, and then the peppermint oil, and you just put the peppermint oil in. So here's the way to do it though, because if you put peppermint oil or any oil for that matter into a boiling liquid, it's actually going to change the chemical composition of that oil, and it's not going to do for you everything that you really want it to do. And so what I do is I boil that oil and then I set it in my cup, and this has been setting since just before I started live streaming, so it's actually a little bit longer than I normally let it sit. Usually I let it sit for about 10 minutes, so about the same amount of time that you would let your oil steep, or I'm sorry, that you would let your tea steep. And then once that's up, you just grab your oil, you put a couple of drops in. 1, 2, perfect. And then if you've got a spoon, I don't right now, so I'll just use my finger, you just stir it around a little bit. Now, obviously, if you are a science person, which I don't claim to be, but you'll know that water and oil don't mix. And so your oil will be floating on the top of the water. As you drink it, you'll get some. It'll stay in the cup. Some residue will stay in the cup as well. If it's warm enough, it's still steaming, you can just, breathe it in, which will, again, help clear your sinus passages a little bit, open them up, and then you just drink it. The other day I was at a conference, which was fantastic, by the way, but I was hoping for some coffee because I love coffee, and they didn't have any, so I got some hot water and I put actually some orange oil and some peppermint oil in it, and man, it was really good. So, oh no, Heather, you put peppermint on as a deodorant. No, bad idea. Make sure you stay with us over the course of this class because there is an oil that can be used for deodorant. So just stay with us and we'll talk about that in one of the future one of the future segments here. So anyway, so cheers. Yeah. Heather, if you're really interested, ping me, PM me, and I'll tell you one of the more uncomfortable things I used it for. But I can't say it in the class. Anyway, so I want to wrap this up, but I do want to give you some time for questions. So I appreciate all of you joining me, learning a little bit about peppermint oil. What questions do you have that haven't been answered yet? Anything, go ahead and chat it in on the comments here, and I will go ahead and answer those. And if we don't have anything, we'll wrap up here in just a minute. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of peppermint tea. Also, be warned, if you make tea, if it's still too warm, you may have a hard time drinking it because it'll just effervesce into your sinuses. So cool. Alrighty. Well, I do, again, appreciate everybody joining us. I don't see any additional questions coming in. If you think of something and you want to chat in, again, this classroom will be open for the duration of this 2-week series. And so encourage you, invite some people, come back tomorrow. I am going to be streaming actually tomorrow afternoon instead of tomorrow night because, yeah, Kimberly, I agree. Yep, Bath Scrub is awesome. I'm actually going to a conference in Flint that Young Living is doing, and so I won't be here at 9 o'clock to stream. So I will send out a ping probably around 12 or 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon is when I'll post tomorrow's session. But you definitely want to make sure to come back and check it. We're going to be talking about lavender, luscious lavender. We love lavender in this household. So, oh wow, Kimberly makes soap with it. Ooh, I bet that's interesting. We've also used it in like shower bombs. I'll see if my wife can put up a recipe for shower bombs on our Facebook page. So just make sure you like us on Facebook. It's oil your health with Kim and Josh Decker. Sorry, my wife's sitting over there. I'm trying to remember what it is. But there's a shower bomb that you can make. You just drop a couple of drops of oil on it, and then you stick it in the corner while you shower, and it just kind of brings the oil up. And yeah, peppermint we've used on for that as well. And so yeah, I agree, Heather. Definitely a good energy booster. So cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to keep it short. So again, any additional questions or comments, leave it in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see everybody tomorrow and in the days to come. Thanks. Have a great night.